To In Tune Deep Tarot, thank you for tuning in. Happy Solstice. I totally forgot about Solstice, but one of my good friends reminded me this morning, that it was Solstice. And it's crazy because I had this feeling that I wanted to go out and watch the moon rise. I absolutely love a crescent moon. It's my favorite moon phase. And it was a crescent moon coming up at about 4 or 5 in the morning. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and take a picture of it because I also do photography. So today I want to do what's the energy in this solstice. Solstice is bringing back the light. So if you don't know already, I'm just going to cleanse the cards as I talk. So when we come to winter solstice, we are now at our peak when it's we have the least amount of light, and now we're going to actually start to gain, only if you're in the northern hemisphere like myself. So southern hemisphere, you guys are experiencing summer right now. We have our winter. So this is celebration of the light coming back, and I feel like that energy is very relevant. As I say that, I feel like I get a little bit of chills, which is beautiful, because I feel like that's new beginnings, more light to come to your life. And today I think I'm going to do mostly Kim crayons. So I'm going to be doing animal spirit, alchemy, and archetypes, and then I may pull a little bit of tarot. So let's go with the alchemy cards right now, and we already have one. We actually have two, but I'm going to take the one that's at the bottom. Blood. The first card that hit the board, we have blood. Sanguis is how you say blood in Latin. I love how she does the Latin words, because that was the origins of a lot of our languages. And I think it's really it's a powerful language. I really became interested in learning Latin because it helps you to kind of conjugate verbs in other languages and kind of see root words of Latin that end up making up the other languages. Give me a second. All right, here we go. We have sanguis. Keywords: the pulse, physicality, the body. The blood card brings vitality to an entire reading. When it is present, it is as if all the other cards come alive and begin to grow. So since this is the first card, we're going to keep that in mind when we pull more. Take note of how much red is within a reading. This indicates the vigor present in the querent's world. If the palette is dull, it's likely the spirit needs support. Again, the key words are the pulse, the physicality, the body. Have no fear of the blood card. It indicates a remembrance of the vital mammalian nature of our existence. Drop by drop, this sacred elixir reminds us that we are alive, not merely thinking beings, but being beings. When blood is in the prima materia, in the laboratory, the alchemist uses the physical body as a starting point, building a relationship to the container that houses the spirit. Through the limbs, the organs, the cells, we witness the miracle of life, one heartbeat at a time. Eventually, the alchemist naturally partakes in practices that support and nourish blood's life-giving nature. We learn and honor and protect it. In alchemy, red is the color of vitality and radiance. With this card, you've dropped into the vital realm. Sing the body's praises. I feel like this is a symbol to appreciate the blessings of your physical body in whatever shape it can be in. What you have right now, the very breath that you breathe, is something that can be celebrated and looked upon as, this is actually a blessing to be here to experience life. Life is all about perspective, and when you shift your perspective, you really do change your life. Go deeper, listen to the song Blood Bank by Bon Iver to ponder the presence of the pulse. So think about, with every pulse, if you could feel your heartbeat, if you wear one of those, kind of watches, you can kind of, see your pulse and monitor it a bit better. But if you just sit and breathe in a yoga stance of some kind and really focus on the very breath that's going on and the blood that's being pumped through your body, you will be very, very amazed at how complex and beautiful the body actually can be. Let's get one more of these alchemy cards. One more alchemy card. We need divine messages for this collective that is watching, that is resonating with this energy. We had one card that was about to come out, and we have another one. I'm gonna, wow, smoke. I think we had this a couple weeks ago. Try to get this into frame. All right, so let's just move this up some. Smoke, fumis, is how you say it in Latin. So let's get this card. Let me flip to the pages. I love reading out of the book. Some of them I do remember, some of them I do not. But I just really do love the definitions. Give me 1 second. Fumis, smoke. Keyword, smoldering, warning, illusion. The image of smoke and mirrors applies. Don't be surprised if things aren't what they seem. Have patience and pause on major decisions. The smoke card may be a message to clear the air with another person. Take a few deep breaths, and say what's on your mind. Smoke is a tantalizing phenomenon. Stealth-like and seductive, it swirls and twists, rising and disappearing. It travels great lengths within its signature scent, warning of a flame somewhere in life's laboratory. Such is the nature of the smoke card. This gives me air because of the smoke, and also fire, because this triangle alone without that line going through it is fire energy, and with the line going through it is air. You need fire and air to make smoke, and you need air to create smoke in the first place. All right, such is the nature of the smoke card. When present, the senses are aroused and enticed, yet the warning of the fire cannot be ignored. What kind of smoke is it? Was the fire intended, a ritual, or an accident? Does the smoke carry notes of incense and herbs, or is it laced with the fear-stricken scent of destruction? The smoke card asks us to wake up, to become alert to what is happening around us. Something burns. Those around you may fall under smoke's seduction, and they may flee in a panic. Don't get distracted by their response. Stay in your own laboratory and see what emerges as you study the smoldering veil. Go deeper, listen to Smoke Rings by Sam Cooke, preferably with eyes closed. To ponder, copal sage, cedar, and sandalwood. Smoke, when I was reading that, you know what I was getting? I was getting a releasing of if you have anything on your heart, mind, or spirit that's bothering you. Maybe it could be something that you're not speaking to someone, or just something going into your heart. I feel like this solstice is pulling and calling you to release that, to not have that hold on your mind, body, and soul anymore. Overall, I think that this smoke is some sort of release of something that is a fire, a symbol of destruction in your life, and I think that this solstice is definitely calling you to remove that. All right, so that's all that I'm going to do for the alchemy cards. I'm going to pull an archetype, another oracle. We're going to pull some archetype and see what divine messages come through. Whoa, we had something that fell. I don't know, way too many fell, so I'm going to actually put them back and grab another. Divine messages for this energy, and they just keep popping out. The nectar. And we do have two, but I'm going to take the one that's on the bottom. The nectar. All right, let's read the nectar. The nectar, the keywords, the medicine, the elixir, the garden. The nectar, the mystic, and aletheia. Cards are linked. It is the mystic who, like Krishna, turns poison into nectar, and it is truth that can often serve as a potent elixir for healing. So this is with that fumis energy. This also talks about healing and release, so it's definitely linked between the two. But I feel like this blood card is talking about being grateful first and foremost for who you are and what you are. Sense the nectar within you, dripping from the crown of the head and soothing the brain. Let it drip down the spine like sweet honey. In Hindu mythology, there is a miraculous substance known as amrit, or nectar, that contains infinite healing power. This golden nectar, or sacred elixir is the drink of immortality, and like its sister substance Soma, it is known to activate subtle, intelligent forces that ease the body. Well, excuse me, the mind, body, and spirit. I'm all tongue tied. We are definitely in the shadow period, pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde, because my speech is all over the place. Though esoteric, these images lead us to central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. The Nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. Medicine is needed and comes in subtle form that you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensuous, fragrant flower, yikes, in the garden you have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said when someone has been activated, the substance within is reflected in their shimmering eyes. When light, glowing, relaxed, subtle illumination. When dark, fixation on fixing, aggressive approach to healing. This ease in activating mind, body, and soul is definitely resonating with this energy also. It's like all these cards are linked, which really usually always happens with a lot of Kim Crans whenever I put her in the mix. This card feels like protection of your peace at all costs. Taking care of yourself in the physical realm and the 3D, but also taking care of your mind, your mental, your spirit, taking care of your mental health. It is going to your happy place and whatever that means. And it also talks about, relishing in the places, practices, and people and activities that regenerate and heal. Find what your healing activities are, your healing sacred spots are. If you don't have one to be around, in nature, or if it's too cold or too rainy in your area, make a sacred space at home. I feel like it can be extremely beneficial in healing to your body, to your overall vibration. I think we should grab one more. Why not? One more alchemy card. The ring came out. A lot of cards came out, but this was the one that fell face down first. So let's read the ring. And I think this is actually the card that comes before the nectar, which is interesting because I really did mix up these cards and I had them for a while. The ring, the infinite, the wheel, the connection. Take stock of the jewels you adorn yourself with. Watch out for rings you wear out of habit that keep you connected to the old you. All of this energy is also talking about, is really reminding me of going into a new year, because we are going into a new year. So I feel like this solstice is like a cleansing time so that you can be fresh and new come new year. Or, it doesn't have to be a new you when midnight strikes, but just the emerging of this new path. Study images of mandala, the Unis Mundus, the Ouroboros, and the medicine wheel. I don't know if I jacked up that word. The ring is an image of connectedness. Rather than viewing life as linear, as a series of progressive achievements, the ring challenges us to sense the cyclical, infinite nature of our world and experiences. Beginnings and endings fall by the wayside as we practice seeing ourselves as part of a cosmic circularity of creation. For this reason, it's no surprise a ring is worn on the finger to represent eternal love that surpasses time, space, and worldly things. So much can be projected onto the archetypal image because it mimics the Earth's orbit around our great sun and the intimate bond between two lovers. It is the micro and macro united. This card calls us to deepen connection with self, other, and the world at large. Meanwhile, there may be a literal ring waiting to adorn your finger. So this could be about a connection, but this could also be about you being connected with yourself, and also realizing, like, if you just see this image, realizing the infinite connectedness of us in our universe, those around us, humanity. But it says when light, connectedness, humility, sacred cycles, When dark, unconscious repetition, starving for connection. Go deeper. Rilke's I live my life in widening circles. There we have it. All right. So, and to close this off, I think I'm going to do a quick little animal spirit and see what comes out. Wow, one already. Scorpion. Just came out of that Scorpio season. We are now in Sagittarius season, but that's not going to last for too much longer. Right now, today, as I'm recording this, the sun is in Scorpio and so is the moon. I'm sorry, Sagittarius. Sun and moon in Sag. Right, this Scorpion energy is fire energy. Let's see what it says. All right, 1 second. All right, here we go. Scorpion. Keywords: passionate, competitive, tends toward isolation. The Scorpio is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them and has a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers and they focus on unresolved event from the past, which was also that nectar energy that we were talking about. So is that Scorpion energy. Usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to yourself. We were just talking about that, and also it's so beautiful when all the cards kind of resonate. So everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self. When in balance, wild and free, fierce. When out of balance, jealous, resentful, and unresolved. To bring into balance, honesty and forgiveness. So this is definitely a cleansing period with all these cards. Being grateful for, who we are, what we have so far. Flume is smoke, kind of clearing the air with someone. This nectar talks about healing mind, body, soul. This also talks about how all of that stuff correlates. And then here we have it with also releasing and healing what is unresolved. So this is very beautiful energy. We're definitely being called to heal in many different capacities so that we can move forward with a clean slate in this new year and do better than we have before, since we are now very conscious, loving beings with a lot of empathy. And also, very awakened and aware of our surroundings. So I wish you all the peace, happiness, and healing in this winter solstice. I wish it was summer solstice, but it's not. We're going back toward that way, going from winter to summer. But thanks for watching and talk to you soon.